Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to May 10th, 2015. It's Sunday, and it's time to get rid of all this hair. Just got back into Knoxville maybe like an hour and a half, hour and a half ago or so, something like that. Had a good weekend in the Nashville. My stomach was acting up a little bit, but that's not anything you people need to know about. Anyway, let's get down to it, shall we? Today's razor is going to be the Above the Tie S2 on the Kronos handle. It's been a while since I've used this one. Looking forward to it. It's going to be nice. Today's soap, the lovely lavanille. And today's brush is going to be the Simpson's Chubby 2 in super. Because it is just that. It's super. Excuse me. So anyway, yeah, just got back here. Had a good weekend. It was busy. I had lots of stuff to do with regard to the move and my place and the storage unit and all that stuff. But like I mentioned, I kind of fell ill a little bit, I guess you could say, which sucked. But you know what they say. In the words of the great Derek May, it is what it is. So that happened. But I still was able to get enough decent amount of stuff done. I have to go back next week. Excuse me, I have to go back next week and do some more stuff. I guess an update to the crib selling. I'm officially under contract. That's a good thing. I like that. And I just had two hairs, excuse me, expel themselves from the brush. So what, 2 down, 14 million to go. Yeah, so I'm officially under contract at this point. Home inspection was on Thursday. Not the appraisal, just the inspection. So hopefully I'll be hearing back from that early next week. The earlier the better, of course, although it doesn't even matter because these people insist on having a June 18th closing date, excuse me. What is that? Ridiculous. Why are you going to wait that long? I'd rather not. Looks like they rather would. And I don't think that they're really, like, excuse me, wanting to budge on that date. So, whatever. Just going to roll with it, you know? Excuse me. This lather's still a bit dry. I actually picked up a few things when I was in Nashville because I'm just spoiled. I'm spoiled, and I really miss having access to a bunch of things, so I brought back a few things with me, and it's gonna be nice. I should have brought some more brushes back with me, but I've got 5 here, so I need to quit being a spoiled brat. It's really what it is. So then, I don't know if I've talked about this or not on any of these videos, but my car has been tripping of late. Transmission is being a jerk. I did not have a reverse gear. I thought it was the linkage. So I went to have some routine maintenance done on it, and I told them that I thought it was the linkage. It was not the linkage. It was an internal problem with the transmission itself, and it had to be replaced. But, so, you know, when I went to take it to that third-party shop, oh, also the blade is something new to me. This is an old school polsilver stainless, not a super iridium, a stainless. I've never used one of these before, so this will be interesting. Doesn't seem to be the sharpest thing in the world. And I did get a little bit of, whoa, what is that? Not a very good debut for these blades. Anyway, so yeah, the third-party shop that I was at told me you know, that the transmission was borked and that it would need to be replaced. It's a manual transmission. They had a used one with about 90,000 miles on it. That one, parts, labor, tax, out the door, so to speak, was like 4,600 bucks. They also had a used one. Excuse me, a new one. The new one was like 56. You know, tax, out the door, labor, parts, etc. Blah blah blah. So, you know, of course I was like, listen, dude, I can't do that right now. I need to marinate on it. So just let me get my car back, and I'll just take it from there. So of course, I started to trip. Wow, this blade is just not all that great, it seems. That sucks. So at that point, you know, I was tripping for a bit. I got the car back. And then I remembered that the car is a CPO. It's a certified pre-owned. So I took it to the dealer on Tuesday, and they gave me a loaner. And they kept the car. And I got a call on Friday. Wow, this is gross. I got a call on Friday from the dealer. And they mentioned that they ordered the transmission and that it should be in shortly. So I kind of was like, that's awfully presumptuous of you for a $5,000 job. So I called back and I talked to the girl there and I asked her if it's going to be replaced under warranty. And she said that it's, that it's looking like that's going to be the case. So that's a break. That's a huge break. I needed it, you guys. I've had a rough year. So that was, man, that was cool. That was really cool. So yeah, that's a plus. The loaner that they gave me a 20, I think the key said it's a 2015 328i, 4-cylinder engine with a turbo on it, way more fuel efficient than my car, and yeah, it's way more fuel efficient than my car. And even though I'm very much a proponent, excuse me, of the manual transmission, this thing has one of those ridiculous ZF 8-speed automatic transmissions, which are absurd. From everything I read online, the United States really is the only company that's keeping manual transmissions around. You know, every other country is like, they're going the way of these automatics with a lot of gears. My brother actually works for ZF, but he works in the marine transmissions part. Excuse me. So yeah, like the things that happened with that car, that's a Reddit notification. The things that happen in that car when you know, give it a bit of go is still just absolutely shocking. My car is a 335, which has the N55 engine, which is the N55 engine is a straight six with a turbo on it, dual impeller turbo, and that thing moves. Now the only thing is that my car's heavy. The thing weighs 4,001 pounds with fuel, from what I read, and you can feel that weight in the turns, but that car, I like that car. So anyway, yeah, these 328s with that, I think it's called an N20 engine, I think is what the engine code is, but they're ridiculous. It's a four-cylinder engine with the same turbo with two impellers. So you know, this blade is acting a lot nicer, excuse me, on my head, but by the same token, I don't know if that has anything to do with me adding water to this lather. But it doesn't matter because it's acting nice now. So yeah, I think that N20 engine, if I'm not mistaken, is 240 horses and right around the same amount, the same number, I should say, foot-pounds of torque. And you know, of course, the thing weighs substantially less than my car. But again, the things that happen when you stomp on the gas in that car are, I mean, it's impressive. That's really the only word that you can use for it. It doesn't sound very mega, because again, it's a four-cylinder engine, but again, that transmission is very good at getting everything possible out of that engine. That's one of those automatics that make you think, okay, well, I can see why nobody in the world except these stubborn Americans wants to use these manual transmissions. So hopefully my car will be back in my clutches early next week. Gotta go back to Nashville next weekend, get out a bunch of stuff. I think I'm gonna try to get a good bit of my furniture out of there. And over into the storage unit. And it's going to be a pain to try to work with the HOA guy to get the key for the bay door, like the loading bay, because that's where I'm going to stage my stuff and just move it into the truck from there. You know, it's downtown, so it's not like I have a driveway that I can just use for whatever reason. Have to get that key, load my stuff, park the U-Haul on 7th Avenue and be a big jerk in the process, because I'm going to be blocking, I'm not going to be blocking people, but I'll be taking up valuable visitor parking spots, and I really hate it when people do stuff like that, so it's my turn to be the jerk. So be it. So today, I didn't know what I was going to use. I didn't know if I was going to use, I kind of wanted to use the old Fougere Imperial from Barrister and Mann, or Lavanille, which is one of the ones that I picked up today, or excuse me, brought back with me from picking up this weekend. So I was talking to somebody earlier, and I had her make the decision. She did good. She chose this brush and this soap. She did the right thing, because I didn't want to use that brush with the Fougere. She did the right thing and she didn't even know it. Way to go, Miss Hill. So next weekend is the last weekend before the festival, and I'm happy about that. The schedule came out earlier this week of who's playing where and when, and this year is looking really, really, really good. This year there are 6 official stages at the festival. There's usually only 5, but I don't know what that 6th stage is going to be like. It's probably not going to have much of a sound system, which is a shame, because that's where the Detroit Techno Militia will be playing on the last day. So hopefully they have a good PA setup over there. Looking forward to seeing all my Detroit people that I haven't seen. Don't know what happened there, but I'm looking forward to seeing all my people that I haven't seen since last May. And I haven't been to Detroit since August. So it's going to be nice to see what's new and what's good in downtown, you know? Anyway, so the festival, like I said, they're going to have 6 stages this year. This year, actually, the schedule looks really good for me personally. Most of the people, I mean nearly everybody that I wanted to see is going to be playing unopposed for me. So it's not like I'm going to have to make a decision between catch this guy or that guy, because I mean, it's been handled for me. Thank you, Paxahau. That's really, really cool of you. I don't remember what I was going to say. That was my thinking face, by the way. Didn't get me anywhere. So yeah, I got my tickets for my flight a couple weeks ago, and I was able, thankfully, to pretty much get it synced with my friends in Nashville that are going to be going, excuse me, 3 of my friends, I should say, that are going to be going to the festival. So that's a plus. We'll be able to share a ride from the aeroport to the hotel. The airport code is DTW. It's a hub for Delta, and it's actually a really nice airport. It's pretty new. It's less than 10 years old, from what I remember. I may be wrong there though. But I'll be getting in at like 1 something, early afternoon. We'll catch a ride, probably bust a Uber from the airport to downtown. We're going to be staying at the Westin Book Cadillac, which is a gem of a building. It actually started life as a hotel. The name of the hotel originally was the Book Cadillac. Westin sunk a lot of money into that property. They sunk $250 million. Okay, so I had to clear some space on the card. $250 million is what the Westin Corporation sunk into that building. They've restored the thing, and it is beautiful. I've not stayed in a ton of hotels. I've stayed in a few. And this place is, I love that hotel. Now, a lot of that has to do with the fact that when I'm in that hotel, that means I'm in Detroit. That means I'm in my favorite place on earth. So I'm sure that has a whole lot to do with it, why I like that place so much. But what does it matter? Because at the end of the day, I love the hotel. One of the times that I was there, I met a gentleman named Sylvester, he's a concierge for the hotel. It's one of those Westons that has like the hotel at the bottom, and then at the top are residences, like really dope places. So I wonder if he's a concierge for the residential rather than the hotel. Anyway, I met him one day at the bar. The bar, there's a restaurant in the hotel called Roast. I think it's Michael Simon, guy from one of those television cooking shows. I don't remember which one. I don't watch television. But anyway, so that guy runs the joint, and the bar is good. They make good drinks at the bar. It's pricey, but they make good drinks. So I was down there at the bar, and I was talking to Mr. Do for a bit. This was, I don't remember what it was that was going on. It was in August when I went. There was some sort of sporting something or other going on. Maybe a basketball game, important game or something. But Spike Lee was at the bar watching the basketball game. And he was being left alone. Nobody really like gave him a hard time or, you know, interrupted him, which was pretty cool. I don't remember what it was that he was filming, but he was filming something there. In the city, that is. Anyway, so I met Mr. Do at the hotel bar, and you know, he told me what he does, blah 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 blah, and he was telling me that there's these tours that he does that are available, I should say, to like check out the behind the scenes bits of the hotel. You know, stuff that generally you wouldn't have access to. And he says that, you know, that's a tour that he does. So I'm going to, I think I'm going to take him up on that offer. And we can all have a pretty nice, enjoyable time. So we're going to do that, and then we'll eat probably at that restaurant at the hotel. They have a pretty good burger. A lot of my friends think it's the most incredible burger on earth. I do not agree. It's not bad. There's a cheap one and there's an expensive one. The cheap one actually is pretty damn good for how much it costs. The other one is not really it's not my thing. So we'll eat, and then we'll go have drinks at a place called Sugar House, which I love. I love that bar. It's one of those old school cocktail / speakeasy joints. It's in a part of Detroit called Corktown, which started out being where the hipsters are. Now there's a decent bit of money there. So I don't know if the hipsters are still running it, but it doesn't matter. I guess it does matter because it's not cool to displace them or whatever. But they opened up that bar that I like so much. Right next to it is a coffee shop called Astro, which I like a whole lot. It's really, really good. So there's that. Me and one of my friends, Tony, and shit, anybody who wants to come along, I suppose. Yes, Kira. Tony, that guy. We're gonna go walk to it one day, probably Saturday, for coffee, seeing as how that guy drinks coffee all of a sudden. But we're gonna walk to, it's about 1.5 miles from the hotel, straight shot down Michigan Avenue. On our way down Michigan, we will pass about halfway down. On the right is going to be the Detroit Institute of Bagels, which is a pretty nice little breakfast spot. Probably going to demand that we stop there to pick up some breakfast. And then after we leave there, like I said, that's about halfway to Astro from the hotel. Then we will pass a club called The Works. We will pass the former grounds of Tiger Stadium on the right. Pretty much directly across the street from where Tiger Stadium used to be is a restaurant called Bucharest Grill, which serves they serve the best shawarmas out there. Really, really good. That place, Oh man, that place rules with an iron fist. So yeah, gonna go there for coffee. Saturday's the first day of the festival. And the first day of the festival is heavy. There's so many people at the Made in Detroit stage that are gonna be playing that I wanna see. And like the ridiculousness, the ridicularity starts at like 5 p.m. that day. And it does not stop until the festival's over at midnight. Closing it out on that stage the first day will be Carl Craig and Mad Mike Banks performing live. These are two very, very important people when talking about Detroit techno and the city of Detroit and music in general. Dance music in particular, not just techno. Mad Mike Banks was one of the 3 people that started a record label and a crew called Underground Resistance. The other 2 founding members were Jeff Mills, the Wizard, and Robert Hood. On old Underground Resistance releases that were released under the name H&M, that was Hood and Mills. So yeah, Mad Mike Banks and Carl Craig are going to be performing live at the Made in Detroit stage on Saturday, closing out, and that's gonna be legendary. It's interesting. Excuse me. It's interesting that Carl Craig is going to be playing that late. He usually plays afternoon sets on the main stage, which are, they're something else. You can tell the love that he has for his city when he's up there DJing on, it's usually like Sunday afternoon, second day of the festival. You can feel it. You know how like you can see somebody perform and do their thing and you can tell when their heart's really into it versus when it's not? He's there. Now, getting back to a couple of gentlemen that I mentioned earlier. Actually, only one of them. His name is Robert Hood. Talked to you guys before about Robert Hood. He's a certified bad man. He's also a preacher who now lives in southern Alabama. But the dude is ridiculous. Clinically ridiculous. So, there's Robert Hood. Robert Hood was one of the very first people, one of the founding fathers, so to speak, of minimal techno. I'll explain to you guys some other time what that is. But, yeah, Robert Hood does minimal techno. Mr. Hood also DJs and releases records under a pseudonym, Floor Plan. Floor Plan is more upbeat. Floor Plan is, Floor Plan is aimed squarely at the dance floor and every butt cheek and waistline on that dance floor. Robert Hood will be playing as Floor Plan. I think it's Sunday. It doesn't matter what day it is because that is where I'm going to be that day at that time. I think Robert Hood is pretty much the only consensus I'm going to be there for that guy among the 5 of us that are going this year. So that's going to be something else. And if I'm not mistaken, it's at the Made in Detroit stage. No, actually it's not. It's underground. I think it's at the underground stage. This is going to be the first year that I've ever been to the festival that my brother will not be attending, and that really, really sucks. Because not only is it dope attending with my brother, but he brings the kids. He brings the kids one day, and they go ham. You talk about cutting a rug. My nephew Alex, a dude gets down. Artist Club time. So yeah, this year is gonna be something else. This year's gonna be special. I've had a very rough year. Since early June of 2014, which, for those of you paying attention, is right around this time last year. That's when I got back from the festival. Life got a little difficult on quite a few fronts. Excuse me. So it's gonna be nice to go to the festival and just not worry about anything. Just the real world will not exist for the entirety of that trip. The only thing that's gonna matter is whoever it is that's playing music, the sound system that will be in front of me, the crowd that will be around me, and the bartender that will be taking care of me. Gin and tonics for all parties involved that weekend. Don't really like this blade so much. And it's funny because this is usually the trouble spots, but down here is where this blade kind of is being weird. But to be perfectly honest, like right here and right here and right over here, they're like some bumps. And I don't know what they are, but they got cut open when the razor passed over them. Excuse me. All right. Today's aftershave is going to be something that I brought back with me that I haven't even really had a chance to use for real. And that is Barrister Mann Cologne Russe. I took a whiff of it and it smelled a lot like, it smelled very complimentary to Rhapsody, which is a really, really, really nice floral sort of thing from Barrister Mann. That was released earlier this year. Earlier this spring, I should say. Excuse me. Really glad to see Barrister Mann doing alcohol-based splashes. Smells good. Smells really good, actually. At first, I was thinking that this was going to be a Russian leather, but it's not. This is actually Will's ode to a genre of perfumery that kind of doesn't really get executed too much anymore these days. the Russian cologne. It's good. And that's pretty much going to be it. Hope you guys have a good week. Hope you guys have a good evening. I'm getting my car back and I cannot wait. First thing I'm going to do is just rinse a tank of gas. And then I will see you guys probably next week. If not next week, then the Detroit Techno remix of Shaving with Uncle W will definitely be in effect. Peace, you guys. See you in a bit.